Welcome back to Theologies. My name is Dan Calcagno, and today we're going to try to answer the question, can Christians believe in evolution? Now, when I ask this question, I don't mean whether a Christian can believe in evolution at all, but rather whether a Christian can believe in evolution and still hold on to their faith, still have a biblically based faith. But what is evolution? Well, the theory of evolution explains that all living things have developed from earlier forms through gradual changes over a long time. Scientists realized that the universe is very old, and they discovered this by studying astronomy, the stars in particular, and geology, that is, the rock formations in the Earth. And because of this long time span, they believe that these gradual changes could lead to the variety of plants, animals, and humans that we see today. And so the theory of evolution helps us understand why humans have the traits and behaviors that we do, and it shows us how we and other species have adapted to survive over millions of years. And it explains why there are so many different kinds of plants and animals and how they fit into their environments. So by looking at our shared ancestry and genetic changes, evolution gives us a clear picture of how life on Earth has developed and become so diverse. But there is a potential conflict for Christians who want to believe in evolution. Many people see a conflict between believing in evolution and the creation narrative in Genesis. The Genesis account describes God creating the world and all life in 6 days, and based on adding up the ages of the people in the Bible, this only occurred about 6,000 years or so ago. So this seems to contradict the scientific view that the universe is billions of years old and that life evolved gradually over time. According to a literal interpretation of Genesis, humans and animals were created directly and fully formed by God only a few thousand years ago, not through a process of evolution. But there are a couple of ways to resolve this conflict. One way is to understand the creation narrative in Genesis not as literal history, but rather as an Israelite version of creation myths that were common in Babylon and in Mesopotamia. A lot of scholars say that the creation narratives in Genesis are there not to tell us how the universe began or how humans were created, but rather to dramatize the story of Israel, the fact that the Israelites were to be faithful to God and the covenant that He made with them. And this especially came relevant as the Jewish people were exiled to Babylon and then living under and among other foreign nations as well. And so this perspective allows for a non-literal interpretation of the Genesis creation narratives, and therefore can coexist with scientific explanations. Another way to resolve the conflict is through what is called the gap theory. This theory suggests that there is in fact a long period between Genesis 1:1 and Genesis 1:2. And so in this view, all of evolutionary history can fit between those two verses. And the creation narratives in Genesis are not describing the very beginning of the universe, but rather the recreation, if you will, of humanity and of the world. And so this allows for an acceptance of an old Earth and for evolutionary processes getting us where we're at, while at the same time being able to take somewhat literally the creation narrative in Genesis. And so by considering these perspectives, I hope to encourage all of you who are Christians or perhaps contemplating becoming a Christian, or perhaps this was a roadblock to becoming a Christian. I hope that this has encouraged you that there are ways to harmonize our faith with a scientific understanding of the universe and how we came to be, that it's possible to believe in evolution and still be a faithful Christian who values and believes in the truths of the Bible. Now, obviously, I've just scratched the surface of this topic, but I hope, again, that this is something for you to think about and hopefully be encouraged by. The relationship between faith and science is an important subject and something that we will revisit again in the future. But for now, leave a comment below or follow me on X at Dan Calcagno. We can talk more there. And I do encourage you to support me on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/Theologies and you'll find out the different tiers that you can subscribe to and receive different benefits. And of course, it's very helpful if you like and share this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and watch every video right to the end, because apparently that will help YouTube promote my channel, and that would be very helpful to me. Thanks for watching. Visit Theology.com for more. Take care.